Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a Sui Lalo guide for you guys in this one where we're going to be focusing mostly on the timing of each phase of the attack because this attack is a very fast style of attack. It is similar to Zap Lalo, but since we're not removing a hole in the middle of the base as we do in Zap Lalo, it's going to have to be much faster. And I'm just going to walk you guys through it and explain how you should kind of time out each phase of the attack, just to help you guys get a little better at this specific style of attack. So yeah, the army link will be in the description. I believe I have all the default hero equipments on my heroes. Like you can see what they have over here. I'm using the frozen arrow on my queen because it is much higher than my healer puppet, and that's about it. I've also switched from the hog puppet back to the royal gem because I feel sometimes I use my royal champion in some Sui situations rather than sending her with the Lalo outright. So yeah, that's about it. Let's just get into some attacks and I can show you guys how you can break down bases and decide when you need to perform each phase of the attack. Alright, it's going to be a lot of anti-2 style bases, and I thought, okay, let's start with my war, let's start with my CWL attacks. So those are some good examples of bases that you can find out there which are more common. And over here you can see, as I was saying, it's an anti-2 style setup and the core is well protected for most of your root rider style spam attacks. And what we have over here is we have a Sui Lalo, right? And we need to somehow break this base down. So I'm going to be focusing mostly on the timing, but of course we will be going over how you can break the base down itself and identify where you need your heroes to go and where you need your Lalo to go. So for this one, I realized like you just need to think about like with the giant gauntlet, what is your king capable of doing? Like now, for example, I only have 2 wall breaks in this army composition. Although this is a very high value army, although this is a very high value compartment, it is difficult to break him into that area with just 2 wall breakers. So although I would like for that area to go, that is not the right answer for me to use my king. And similarly, you just need to understand what it is that you can do with your king on bases like this. So now, just for starters, like I can see that this is an easy compartment for my king to enter, and because it's a monolith compartment, it is likely to be littered with skeleton traps and maybe even Teslas and stuff like that. So that is a good point for my king to start, and that's all you just need to really begin with. I'm not really going to focus on this area of the base with my heroes because this is literally just free for my Lalo portion of the attack. It's all like just single infernos, ricochet cannons, and most likely the ice golem clan castle that's in there. So it's not much of a threat for me, and that's why I'm focusing my heroes on like these areas of the base. So we're just going to look at how we start this attack, and I've already told you I'm planning to send the king over here, and that means like I can actually use the baby dragon on one side and my queen on the other side to kind of like create the funnel for the king to walk in over here. But then I realized like, okay, you know what, I'm sure my queen can grab more than just this compartment. So why don't I do one interesting thing over here? I can instead break this wall over here, and I have 2 skeleton spells in this army. So look at how I've placed them early into the attack, and I'm using these skeleton spells as you would use say ice golems or even like normal golems in your Sui Lalo attacks like Zap Lalo or something. There's no protection troop in this army, but those skeleton spells can do a lot of work to protect your heroes. Like look at that. Sure, I used a freeze for my queen, but you can see like basically as I was also saying in the intro of this video, I'm also using my royal champion over here. So the plan more or less is, I realized if I just make my queen break this wall over here, with her ability she can at least grab like these 3 buildings, which is huge for me. And I'm sure like in order to do that, I'm gonna have to start my queen up over here, so she's not going to be directly responsible for the multi-archer tower in the core. And that means that if I send my royal champion in over here while my queen is dishing out damage over here and king is dealing with this area, you know what that means? It means my royal champion can go ahead and start chipping away at the core as well over here for me. Like look at that, she is free to just go on, grab that that multi inferno, and that's it. That's the entire starting of the attack, and we've already taken down 1/3 of the base with just our heroes and 2 skeleton spells. It sounds completely ridiculous, but just once again notice the timing of how I'm doing things. I'm going to try to take it slow for you guys. But the moment I notice, like, at least in this case, since I'm sending all three of my heroes, the moment I'm noticing, like, my king at the very least has cleared all of these defenses to create that funnel as a path for my Lalo to go through like this. And notice how this is also coming in behind the sweepers. I am just sending it. I'm not worrying about what the health of my heroes are at all. I'm simply just waiting for that bare minimum funnel to be set, and I am going. It's not like I waited a few seconds after my heroes gave up their life values, and then I started my Lalo portion of the attack. But you can see what's happening over here. It is pretty much exactly how you would execute any other Sui Lalo attack. It is just, yeah, send the blimp for the town hall because it is inaccessible for the Lalo, and yeah, just cover the rest of the portion with our loons. Literally just go ahead and spam all of it. So I'm literally just throwing every single last spell that I have into this bottom area. And as I was saying before, this is super duper weak to Lalo. There's nothing that this bottom portion can do against us, and it should be obvious. I have so many loons left over, and there's nothing at all that's going to stop me at this point. So just a recap again for the timing part of it. You'll notice that I'm trying to keep my king and the skeleton spells as the primary tank value in this attack. So basically we just start with the skeleton spells so that our king and our queen can go ahead and start grabbing some value before they themselves start taking damage. And in this particular situation, I noticed my royal champion can be used away from the Lalo as well to go ahead and dig at the core a little bit. So just an interesting use, but that is not the focus of this video. The focus of this video will be to try to help you guys just get the timing down for when you need to start the Lalo, and when to deploy your heroes with the spells that they need to protect themselves, and just those other miscellaneous details. So that being said, let's just move on to another attack. Alright, for a change, I literally just attacked this base, and it's not an anti-2 style setup, it's an anti-3 style base with very tough pathing for most attacks, and we're going to cover it over here with our Sui Lalo. So yeah, we're just going to go over the timing related details again, but this time we're going to focus more on the Lalo side of things. Just try to take the tips that I provided in the previous attack with respect to when we should start our Lalo portion with respect to our heroes, and you will find that that is more or less followed over here. And once again, I don't want to like Lalo this area of the base because of these sweepers over here. So it should be obvious to say that I'm going to be focusing to try to get most of this area down with my heroes. And that's all I'm going to do. This is the most accessible compartment for me, so I'm just going to go ahead and start with it. And the moment I saw those Teslas pop up, I knew I just had to send my king in there. And to that extent, I even started my queen at the bottom. Notice I haven't even deployed any skeleton spells yet, because everybody's out of range of this hard-hitting monolith, and just as they're about to start entering that range, drop the skeleton spell. This part is similar to how a lot of people would use root riders as well. Just using skeleton spells to like tank those heavier defenses for a little bit. And yeah, look at that, like over here the funnel is still not formed. I'm still not sure whether it will be feasible to have my Lalo take over this side of the attack or this side of the attack of the base. So you can see over here, like what I decided to do is a very delayed flame flicker. I'm sure it's very delayed, but I'm just hoping it can clear out a little bit of this area for me. And look at that, I've even gone ahead and started my royal champion over here with my second skeleton spell. And that's it. That's about it. I'm sure that more or less the funnel is now formed. I'm confident about it, and just a light Lalo to go ahead and remove most of this area. So now look at the timing of how I'm going to start deploying each phase of the Lalo itself. We have 3 hounds and we have 30 balloons in this attack. And yeah, I started a small Lalo over here to kind of just help my royal champion get rid of most of the defenses in this area along with the enemy queen. And as this other first hound is coming up over here, I am slowly kind of enveloping most of the defenses that are there on most of this area, especially because we're going in the town hall portion. Just look at how I'm kind of deciding to spread my balloons. I'm trying to send enough balloons to the peripheral defenses to kind of one-shot them while having a good bulk of balloons somewhere in the core. The Warden doesn't necessarily follow your balloons very, very well, as you can see over here. He is sacrificing this lower group for us, but yeah, more or less you can see what I'm trying to do over here. Once again, just like how you do a Sui Lalo, I haven't sacrificed all of my balloons to the town hall. I still have 10 left over here. I'm just trying to have maybe a pack of 7 to 8 balloons near the town hall, I would say. And yeah, just for good measure, I also added the clone spell over here, so that those balloons can easily go ahead and surge forward for the multi inferno. And right as those hounds started coming in over here through the warden ability, the rest of my balloons with whatever resources I have left, just look at that. 3 haste spells is what I had left in this, and those guys easily got rid of the entire last compartment as well. And this flame finger is still running strong. But what I'm trying to say is, you need to think of the speed of this attack somewhat as it is moderate during your hero dive, but you need to realize you need to start your Royal Champion and your Lalo very, very soon after your hero dive. So it's kind of like medium and then fast, and then once again you need to pace yourself out, because notice how I did not use every balloon that I had along the edge of the base like this over here. I slowly waited for my hounds to keep passing through the base. So I had like one hound over here at the start. As it was passing over here, I started deploying more balloons with my second hound along this area. And as they kind of like converged onto the town hall, that was when I sent my third hound over here with the rest of my balloons to just go in and take it out, take the last bits of the base out. So yeah, just take that part of the attack a little bit slowly. Pay more attention to how you need to use your spells, because there's a lot of them and you definitely need them most of the time, just because there's no other thing that's there that's going to help you in this attack. There's no zap to take out a bunch of defense in the core, and yeah, we have a lot of spells to help us. You can see exactly over here, like 3 haste, 3 freezes. It's just insane. So really, really do make sure that you make use of them and try to envelop the base as efficiently as you possibly can. So yeah, just feel free to watch this replay again and just try to focus on the timing I decide to use for different phases of the attack. So I think we'll move on to one more anti-2 style base, but this time it's going to be an attack that I did in CWL, and this is in Champion League 2 as well. So let's just go on to that too. So this is the base I attacked in CWL today. You can already see it's another anti-2 style setup, and it's a very common one as well. I feel the need to tell you guys the plan before I go ahead and actually replay this, so that what I'm going to talk about is just that much more impactful. Basically, I just noticed that if I wall break this corner over here and I have the king and queen just go in from that intersection point, like it's very easy to funnel, right? I can just drop like a baby dragon here, one more over here at the bottom of the base, and just kind of clear out these edges, and that is all I need for my king and queen to go in over here. And as soon as this multi inferno goes down, yeah, just some skeletal spells over here will allow my king and my queen to go ahead and grab even like maybe even the scatter shot, multi-archer tower, and probably even deal with the clan castle. It's not a guarantee, but at least there's a higher chance of that happening, and it's a very good place to start. And followed by that, yeah, just Lalo from the right side over here with a blimp for the town hall coming in over here anyway. So now you're probably asking, but I can see there's a sweeper right over here, so like what is your plan? Well, on this one you can see that the sweeper is just one sweeper giving you resistance, while on other bases that I've shown today, it's actually 2 sweepers giving resistance, and it's just going to be a pain to deal with. So and honestly, since I'm blimping from like this side anyway, which like this arrow which I've highlighted over here, it's going to be mostly taking out the sweeper as well on the blimp drop, and that's going to stop providing resistance to my Lalo to go ahead and easily clean house from this side of the base. Yeah, that's about it. That's most of the plan. It's just about setting it into motion. So let's just see what actually happens over here. And once again, let's just focus on the timing of things. So it's going smoothly so far. You can see, but the baby dragons are doing their thing. I'm just giving them a little bit more time, and you're going to see what's going to happen over here in just a minute. I discounted the fact that this dark elixir storage is going to take way too long to kill, and you're going to see. my queen ends up walking outside the base, and now this is a bit of a problem. I don't have any way of kind of completing this side of the funnel to have a smooth Lalo go over here. And now look at what I'm being forced to do. I'm forced to send my royal champion into the core, but the plan with the skeleton spells does not change. So my queen is to the outside now, and my royal champion is to the inside, and I'm still having to use the skeleton spell the same way I would have. But notice the timing of my Lalo. The moment I realized, like, okay, this funnel is more or less set for me to kind of just come in from like this area with my Lalo, I just started sending it, because that king pad is not going to be a problem for us. And it's mostly just like, you can already see how the path is slowly forming for us. And you will see I make a few rookie mistakes as well over here. I forgot to send my headhunters and the vulnerability to kill the royal champion. But it's fine, like I am also still learning this attack myself, and I am going to continue to make some mistakes. So yeah, as I was saying, the blimp drop, it went ahead and heavily damaged the sweepers. I think they should fall down really soon, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it goes. The sweepers are down, and yeah, the Lalo has actually gone ahead and cleared a lot of the base for us. So once again, just notice how I'm deploying my loons in terms of the timing that I was talking about earlier. I waited for these guys to start moving up before I started deploying more loons over here. But sadly over here, it's not my royal champion that's the driving force for my warden anymore, because I was forced to use my royal champion off to the edge over here, just to make sure that everybody can start, at least the Lalo portion can smoothly move along the top of the base. And you can see over here my Lalo has slowly died out, but that queen that stepped out, she never took any damage just because of how quickly we started our Lalo. And that is so important. Like, this attack is dead in the water. It's completely dead in the water. There's nothing left to this attack. And all that's really left is my queen, and she even has her ability on her just because of how early we started this attack. Like, that's just insane to think about. So I feel like, if you're also trying to learn this attack, this is probably a good starting point that you should start at. Get the timing down. So just part one is identifying like where you can stand your king and queen, and whether it's actually feasible for them to get that value. That is definitely part one. And part two that you should focus on is definitely the timing of things, because your heroes can come back and save you in unexpected ways like this. So yeah, that's all I just wanted to show you guys. Like, this this was just really a lesson on like timing of your heroes with respect to your Lalo, and as well as how to continue Lalo from one phase to another. So our Lalo actually went ahead and cleared a lot of the base for us, making our job very easy for our queen in the end in this specific attack. So yeah, I think that's a good place to stop for this guide, I guess. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, peace.